Hey, 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 happy Monday. Come on in, pull up a chair. The Daily Dope is in the air. Howdy, 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 gang. Come on in, take a load off. So, once again, I'm back as your host here at the Daily Dope. I am Jeff McAleer, and of course, I am the founder and editor in chief of the Gaming Gang. So, this is episode 385 of the Daily Dope, and tonight is Monday, October 28th, as Smokey arrives under my feet. Yeah, Smokey, would you like to hop up here? Huh? Hopefully she does, because otherwise she might bang the camera around. So she's done that a few times when I'm doing reviews and shooting unboxings. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Anyway, as I should point out, this is a live stream, thus it is very casual, and yeah, it's not rocket surgery by any stretch of the imagination. So I just kind of pontificate about tabletop gaming, and usually have some folks pop in and join me live in chat. That's right, because since this is a live stream, chat is available. It's on YouTube. So if you are watching live and you'd like to chime in, please do. Chat is not on screen. It's one of the ways that I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay, but I do pay attention to the chat. So if you want to say howdy, or maybe you've got a question or a comment, fire away. I pay attention. I will respond. So I do see that John Vogel's already hanging out in chat. And yes, he's pointing out last week was my birthday. So last Thursday was my birthday. Last Friday was my mom's birthday. So that is why there were no episodes of the Daily Dope on Thursday and Friday of last week. So yes, we had a very interesting Friday party, which was kind of a combination for both of our birthdays. My birthday itself, I just kind of took it easy. I didn't do anything too crazy. Just kind of hung out. I've been working on the website behind the scenes. So there is going to be a change in the look of the website very shortly. But I actually have to go back through all of the reviews. And there are, I think, 615 reviews. And I have to go into every one of those articles and make some changes for this brand new look. And you will see why I am doing it when it happens. Nefarious Coel is popping in as well into chat. Thank you very much for the belated birthday wishes. So anyway, as I mentioned, this is a live stream, so feel free, join me in chat. And of course, if you like the video, give it a quick thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, please do. And if you do, do not forget, ring that little bell, because not only will it actually tell you when the stream goes live, it'll also notify you when I upload standalone videos, which there are more of those on the way. There's always plenty on the way. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com, of which I happen to be the grand poobah. And tell a friend, tell two friends. In fact, this past month, last 28 days is what YouTube shows, we've actually had a nice bump as far as subscribers compared to the usual. Like one here, one there. So, doing all right, been doing okay. So, got a good amount of news today. I am going to jump into that in just a few moments. But I do also want to mention, this week there will not be episodes of the Daily Dope on Thursday or Friday. So Thursday, of course, is Halloween here in the U.S. So that's why I've got that off. And then on Friday, I will actually be setting up for our Extra Life charity stream, which is going to be on Saturday, which is November 2nd. And it will be from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. Central Time. So some of the stuff that we are going to take care of is we are going to share, if it shows up, if it gets here, Crowbar, which is designed by my good buddy Herman Luttman, and it is from Flying Pig Games. For some reason, the original package they sent me got lost by FedEx, so I'm waiting for the second one that has been sent out. I have not received it yet, but I am hoping to be able to feature that during the stream to kick off. So that is pretty much from like 8 to 10 is what we're looking at there. Then from 10 to noon, we're doing some AEG with Tiny Towns. Yay, Tiny Towns. I like this game. This is a really good game. And we're also going to play Eco's First Continent, which I will have a review of actually later on this week. I have got a lot of stuff that I'm like I've got portions of stuff recorded for different reviews. I just got to tie a lot of this stuff back together. So that is going to be from 10 until 12. Then from 12 until 2, we're playing Black Orchestra. That's right. We're going to see if we can knock off Hitler and Black Orchestra. So I'm trying to bust out. There's going to be 5 of us during the stream. So, of course, it's going to be my nephew Cameron, his girlfriend Lexi, Cameron's friend Cameron, who I refer to as Cameron, and my nephew as Cam, so that we can they know who's talking to who, right? And Elliot Miller, my best friend, is supposed to be there as well. So, and of course myself. So that's 5. So all the games that I'm doing after Crowbar, if Crowbar shows up, will be for 5 or more players. That's why we're doing Black Orchestra. And then from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m., it is going to be Cthulhu Mythos Tale in the 1950s. So it's going to be pretty wacky. And it's going to be kind of a mashup of Delta Green and Call of Cthulhu and the way I like to run role-playing games. So we have it. So yes, I know some folks are actually looking forward to to see me how I run role-playing games. So it's not going to be some Critical Role sort of thing. Don't worry. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun. So John Vogel and Nefarious Coel are popping in talking about the GMT sale, which I was going to talk about at the end of the news, but I guess we can talk about it right now. Because our friends over at GMT Games do have a seasonal sale going on. I think it is, I think it's just for the week. I don't think it's for the very long. I'm sure one of the folks in chat will tell me exactly when it runs through. But it is 25% off any game that's in stock. So that's a pretty sweet deal. And then if you backed any of the games that came out this year on the P500, you get a 50% off special on one title for each P500 game that you supported. So if you had pre-ordered effectively 3 titles, you can get 3 games at 50% off. So yeah, so Nefarious Coel just mentioned that as well. John Vogel says it is a 6-day sale. I thought it was through this week. Is when I thought it ran through. Because it just kicked off this morning or this afternoon at like noon. So it is a fresh sale. And of course, as I like to always point out, if you have any interest in GMT titles, don't sit around and wait for them to come out because they'll be gone. So there are a lot. I guarantee that with these big savings, we are going to see a lot of titles go out of stock. So John says it was 10 p.m. Pacific time. Must have been, what, last night? I don't know. I have no idea. All right, and Kevin Thorpe has popped into chat as well. Okay, so we've talked about what's going on for the Extra Life charity marathon, 12 hours. I would like to do 24, but I know I'd probably be the only one able to do 24 hours. And I would probably get pretty punchy myself. So we already talked about that, and we talked about the GMT news with the sale. So let's jump into the gaming news, because White Wizard Games has actually entered into a distribution deal to bring the superhero dice game Kapow to the masses, and I've got the dope. Superhero or supervillain? You decide in this buildable dice game. Your customizable dice pool is used to execute a variety of superpowers. Gain special abilities and new play experiences by taking on the role of 6 different heroes/villains. In Kapow, players go head-to-head in a classic explosive clash of good versus evil. Players choose to be a villain or hero, which determines your starting trait dice and unique abilities. Behind a player screen, the dice are rolled and then strategically allocated to attack, defense, and or power-up abilities. Players must decide how to build their dice pool and how to use rolls in the most effective way possible. The fun is fast and furious. Get ready to rumble, superhero style, with Kapow. This is a dice-chucking game that's heavy on action and strategy. Players start with and can gain additional blank buildable action dice. These dice have removable faces that you customize to your liking to best enhance your character. The combination of choosing how to grow your dice pool, how to customize your action die faces, and how to use each roll leads to a very satisfying strategic showdown. Kapow is for 2 to 4 players, ages 8 and up. It's going to play in 30 to 60 minutes. There is no MSRP available yet. I do not have a firm release date yet either. But once those become available, I will let you know. This Kapow was released through, developed by another company, and White Wizard Games has entered into like a distribution deal. So I believe the original game, which is what I'm sharing images of right now, I should say, it was for 2 players, but it also had an expansion. So I am taking a stab in the dark that we will actually see the expansion just simply, just in this edition, right? Just kind of folded right on in, because according to White Wizard Games, it is for 2 to 4 players, not for 2 players. This could be pretty interesting. So, oh yeah, okay. So John Vogel's talking about, yes, that's right. It was 12 p.m. Central, or 12 p.m. Pacific time today that the GMT sale started. Yes, and Nevsky is coming out too, which we can talk about once I finish up with the news, because a lot of people are complaining about the box art, which I think it's silly. All right, moving right along. Queen Games has a new edition of the venerable Alhambra. It's arriving next month. Here's the dope. Granada, 1278. At the foot of the Sierra Nevada mountains. No, not Sierra Nevada beer or our Sierra Nevada mountains in the U.S. These are the ones that are in Spain. One of the most exciting and interesting projects of the Spanish Middle Ages begins. The construction of the Alhambra. The best master builders in the whole of Europe and Arabia want to demonstrate their skill. Employ the most suitable teams of builders and make sure that you always have enough of the right currency. Because no matter whether they are stonemasons from the north or horticulturists from the south, they all want a proper wage and insist on their native currency. With their help, towers can be constructed, gardens laid out, pavilions and arcades erected, and seraglios and chambers built. In Alhambra, players are acquiring buildings to be placed within their Alhambra complex. The money in Alhambra comes in 4 different currencies and is available in the open money market. The 54 buildings of 6 types become available for purchase in the building market 4 at a time. 1 building is available in each of the 4 different currencies. On a player's turn, a player may 1. Take money from the open money market. 2. Purchase a building from the building market and either place it in his Alhambra or reserve. Or 3. Engage in construction and reconstruction projects with buildings that have been placed in the player's Alhambra or reserve. The game rewards efficiency, as when a player purchases a building from the market for the exact amount of money, the player may take another turn. Players with the most buildings in each of the 6 building types in his Alhambra score in each of the scoring phases, and points are awarded for the player's longest external wall section within their complex. The game ends when the building market can no longer be replenished from the building tile supply, and there is a final scoring wherein the player with the highest score, you guessed it, wins. This new revised edition of Alhambra is for 2 to 6 players, ages 8 and up, plays in about 45 to 60 minutes, and will carry an MSRP of $49.99 when it arrives in stores on November 22nd. I have never played Alhambra. I know it's a classic. It has been around for 16 years. Although, strangely enough, this revised edition is supposed to be like a 15th anniversary edition. But the game came out in 2003, so it should have been out last year then. At least as far as my mathematics work. But the new box artwork at least has some pop to it. As opposed to the original box is sort of... But it's supposed to be a great game. I just have never gotten around to playing it. And I'm sort of into like these tile games and stuff like that. Flaming Huron is in chat too. Cool. Very cool. Good to see everybody hanging out. It's good to be back. It's kind of weird. I've been off quite a bit. I will talk a little bit about what I've been basically working on too, as far as the website after the news. So, City Skylines, the hit PC game, is making its way from your computer to your tabletop by way of Thames KOSMOS, and I've got the dope. Thames KOSMOS, the company behind some of the top strategy and family-focused board games available on the market today, recently announced that the highly anticipated Cities Skylines board game is now available in the US. Gameplay starts with 4 land boards being visible, the exact number varying depending on the scenario, and the goal is to finish a number of milestones and to make the inhabitants of your city happy. At the start of each milestone, 1 additional board is bought, flipped over from its nature side to its developed side. Players have personal cards that show what they can build, and ideally they discuss and plan with each other how to best develop the city. The cards show what effects the building will have on the city, for example, increasing the need for garbage collection, decreasing crime, or giving a bonus if placed next to a park. Cardboard tiles represent residential, commercial, industrial, and other buildings, and they have varied base sizes that are placed on the developed boards on the grid. When the players have developed the city to the next milestone, they choose which new board to buy to expand the city, score their current happiness, and start a new milestone. When the last milestone is finished, the game ends, and the total happiness score is summed up. There's only 1 city treasury, and all players add to it when they make money for the city and take money from it for building a hospital or buying a new board. Making sure you have enough money is an important aspect of the game, for if you run out of money, you go bankrupt and lose. A series of scenarios teach the game in steps, with each new step introducing new parts of the game. Each step is easily varied, such as, for an example, switching out which unique buildings are used during a playing session. The game is for 1 to 4 players, ages 10 and up, plays around 40 to 70 minutes. It is in stores right now, although I believe it is available in limited quantities, and you will see it make a bigger splash retail-wise in early 2020. The game does carry an MSRP of $49.95. So I do have to point out, the fine folks over at Thames KOSMOS were kind enough to actually send me a copy. Look at that. Yes. City Skylines, the board game. So I will have an unboxing video of this later on this week. Sweet. So we will get to take a peek at that. As I'm mentioning, what has arrived recently also got Adventures in Middle-earth Erebor Adventures. So I will be reviewing this. You'll probably see the review video probably towards the end of the week as well, because I just need to do kind of a glance through on this. This is Laughter of Dragons, or I should say The Laughter of Dragons, but that was for the One Ring. This is for Adventures in Middle-earth. So I'm sure the adventures really haven't changed. It's just how it's been ported over to 5e. So I will have a review of that later on this week as well. So moving right along, let's jump into my next news piece, because you know me, I love role-playing games. And I have to say, if you are a fan of the indie science fiction / horror RPG mothership, which is from Tuesday Night Games, which is KNIGHT, then you'll be pleased to know a new source book is available in PDF. I've got the dope on A Pound of Flesh. Pound of Flesh is a toolkit for building your own rundown, backwater, black market space station. Built from the ground up for the Emmy Award-winning Mothership role-playing game. Written by Don Stroud, Dead Planet, The Lesser Key to the Celestial Legion, Sean McCoy, Mothership and Dead Planet, and Luke Gearing, Fever Swamp. It includes a fully developed space station Prospero's Dream, packed with dozens of locations, NPCs, and tools for running adventures in the city-sized station. Tools for generating your own space station. Rules for customizing your character with cyber mods. Tons of brand new weapons, creatures, drugs, and anything else void-faring criminals would want to get their hands on. This adventure is suitable for characters of any level in a survival horror setting, and is sure to pose a challenge to even the most battle-hardened party. You can even get the core rules of Mothership at Drive-Thru RPG as a pay-what-you-want if you have not checked out Mothership yet. You can score this 52-page PDF at Drive-Thru RPG for $7.99. So, as Nefarious Coel is saying, Mothership is pretty good. I was going to say, I've heard some good things about it. I heard good things about Dead Planet, too. So Nefarious says it's pretty good, although they'd rather just use some of the content with a different system. Aha. Well, all right. Yeah, I was going to say, I kind of, I call it kit bashing, because that's what, if you've ever built models and things like that, you just take, hey, you know what? I want this from that on here. It's kit bashing. And that's how I pretty much put my role-playing gaming together. Just kit bashing stuff. I do want to point out, talking about science fiction role-playing games, there is a new adventure campaign from Free League Publishing. I need a sip here. I've been yapping away. Much better. Anyway, new adventure campaign. It's available from Free League Publishing. Here's the dope on The Grey Death. The door to the laboratory slid shut with a hiss. The battle was over, and the short man wiped a fleck of greenish fluid from his face. The lights in the ceiling flickered and cast a bleak glow over the fallen individuals on the floor in front of him. The man's two accomplices, I should say, one immense and mechanical, the other shadowy, awaited new instructions. It is done, the short man said. We have no time to lose. It's time to set our plan into motion. Soon, the entire zone will be at our feet. The Grey Death is an epic campaign module to be used with Mutant Year Zero and its expansions. The Grey Death takes the stories in Mutant Year Zero, Mutant Gen Lab Alpha, Mutant Mechatron, and Mutant Elysium, and ties them all together. Mutants, animals, robots, and humans must put their differences aside and unite against a common threat to the world at the end of days. The 108-page PDF for The Grey Death is available for $14.99 at Drive-Thru RPG. Sweet. I think it's kind of cool that this adventure is going to actually kind of tie together all the various different expansions for Mutant Year Zero, because you've got the one book that is the animals, the mutated animals. You've got the one that's Gen Lab Alpha. You've got the one which is mutants, which is effectively Mutant Year Zero, right? So, and then you've got Mechatron, which is the robots, and Elysium are the humans. So this is going to tie all of those together. So very cool. Pretty cool. Unfortunately, I haven't seen anything from Free League in a while. So once Boel left there as their PR person, I've yet to be able to get back on board. So who knows? I know people out there are curious if I'm going to get to see the Alien role-playing game. Have no idea. Not a clue. So there's a discussion going on about how to use Dead Planet, using Mothership. So Nefarious Coel is thinking about using Frontier Space with the Mothership style sci-fi horror setting. So for those of you who are not familiar with Frontier Space, and I'm sure Nefarious Coel is going to correct me if I'm wrong, but Frontier Space was kind of an updated, kind of like fan-fueled Space Frontiers. And that was going on for quite a while. In fact, there was a magazine too that would come out for it, and it was supporting the system, but the system had been kind of revised and everything. And as far as I understand, I don't think you can get Frontier Space anymore. I think TSR slap Wizards of the Coast. Yeah, TSR hasn't been around since when? It's like what, 20 years? Duh. I know. I'm just thinking Space Frontiers was old TSR, right? So that's why I was thinking. So Nefarious Coel says, yeah, it's the new Star Frontiers. I'm thinking of a different title. Well then, no, actually it was Frontier Space, because doesn't Frontier Space have the magazine? Then because Wizards of the Coast may have changed their mind about it. Because I do recall, because there's only one, like, updated Space Frontiers that I'm familiar with, and it's mainly pretty much one guy. Okay, maybe not. I will have to take a look. I will take a peek to see what it was, because there was like it wasn't like a monthly magazine. I think it was like a quarterly magazine that was supporting this, fan-fueled like retro clone. And yeah, so Nefarious is saying, yeah, it was a different one that got beat on. Yeah, yep. Gotta be careful what you try to modernize out there, folks. Even if that IP is dead, copyright still comes into effect. So, all right, moving right along. There is a new adventure supplement for Star Trek Adventures. See, we're still talking a lot of science fiction stuff. And it is a new adventure supplement from Modiphius Entertainment. I've got the dope on Strange New Worlds. Wait a second. There we go. Forgot I wouldn't jump back to me, so I was off there. So anyway, Strange New Worlds Mission Compendium Volume 2 presents 9 ready-to-play missions for Star Trek Adventures. Within this book, Game Masters will find the means to test their Starfleet officers while encountering a variety of, you guessed it, strange new worlds and the life forms they contain. Solve the mystery of a viral plague among a population of aliens who attempted to remove the virus by constructing a mammoth artificial ring around their planet. Explore an ancient doomsday seed vault on a barren, ice-covered world. Investigate strange events occurring in and around a massive ancient skyhook, gathering resources from a Jupiter-like gas giant. Determine how two separate species might have been caught together in an extinction level event. Visit a strange disk made of hyperdense matter and attempt to survive the wholesome and lethal diversion it offers. Wholesome and lethal. Diffuse a potentially violent situation on a neutral pilgrimage. Encounter a renegade Ferengi on a planet with a sentient living ocean. Respond to a distress signal from a doomed Vulcan expeditionary team. Determine why a research facility in the Cardassian demilitarized zone has suddenly fallen silent. Hopefully they were all killed! Damn Cardassians. Anyway, this book requires the Star Trek Adventures core rulebook to use, obviously enough. And the 144-page PDF is available right now at DriveThruRPG for $19.99. I have to say, Star Trek Adventures is probably my favorite of the Modiphius Entertainment in-house role-playing games. Very, very close second. Actually, it might not even be a close second. It's neck and neck. I'll say it's neck and neck between Star Trek Adventures and Conan Adventures in an Age Undreamed Of, which has loads and loads of supplementary material, with more still on the horizon. I know that for sure. So that is it for tonight's news. I did mention I was going to talk a little bit about what's going on with the website. I am tweaking some things. The websites look the same for about 3 years now, give or take. So, yeah, I'm going to have a new look. I don't know. I'm just making sure as I'm experimenting behind the scenes that it will still load rather quickly, because it actually is not bad as far as load time. Seeing that it's not like I'm running my own server, right? So, yeah, so pretty cool. So I've been working on that. And so if you find the website looking odd, if you swing by from time to time and something's not working right, you'll know it's because I'm working on it. So, and that is why I haven't had a lot of new videos and that popping up, because I have been investing a lot of time in doing the redesign there. So hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Maybe I'll have it done by the vast majority of stuff done with it by November 1st. So we shall see. All right. Anywho, as I like to point out, because the Gaming Gang website and the Gaming Gang channel, as well as this show and all the videos I do, are pretty much not for profit. If you do like the site, the channel, the show, please consider making a small donation to Lil Bubs Big Fun and the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. Lil Bubs Big Fun does supply grant monies to organizations throughout the United States who care for special needs animals who are awaiting adoption. These animals could be a bit older, they could have mobility issues, they could be blind or deaf or require medication on a daily basis. Regardless, these pets do deserve to find loving homes. And I can say, as someone who has adopted plenty of sheltered pets in my lifetime, you give one of these critters a chance, they will repay your love by about 1,000-fold. So please consider making a small donation to Lil Bubs Big Fun. We will stop talking about Lil Bubs Big Fun come November 1st. So I see Kevin Thorpe is popping out. Good to see you, Kevin. We'll see you next time. Anyway, if you make a small donation to Lil Bubs Big Fun, be sure to shoot me an email. Email address is right down there. jeffmclear@thegaminggang.com. And if you would like, I'll be happy to give you a shout out on a following show. All right, so that is going to be it for tonight's show, except for one last thing. I've been trying to share this on every show leading up to Halloween. Do not miss out on all the freebies over at DriveThruRPG and the other One Bookshelf sites, especially if you're a fan of role-playing games or comic books or fiction. Then you definitely want to go over to thegaminggang.com, click on the article that I've got. I share every location you can get your freebie downloads. And there are like 39 freebies for you to get. And some of them, you'll be surprised. They are like $20 PDFs that are absolutely free, but it only runs through Halloween. They usually wrap this up early morning hours of November 1st. So don't miss out. All right, so that is pretty much it for tonight's show. I will have some more updates on what's cooking with the Extra Life charity stream on Saturday. Hopefully some of you folks will have an opportunity to pop in, check it out. I know there are, at least I'm hearing from emails and tweets and things like direct message tweets, that there are people who are really looking forward to the role-playing session of it. Don't know. Find out. So anyway, I will have I'll have some posts on Twitter. I'll have probably a like a banner ad on the Gaming Gang website the next day or so. But it's going to show what's going on. So there we go. So we'll see. Hey, at least even if you pop in to catch Elliot Miller and I gaming, that's usually good for a couple of laughs. So, all right, everybody. As I like to always point out, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit gaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. Come on, you know the drill. Get your geek on at gaminggang.com. If you like this video, give it a quick thumbs up. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you do, don't forget, ring that little bell, because it will not only notify you of when I upload standalone reviews and unboxing videos, it'll also inform you within a moment or two of when the stream goes live. All right, everybody who hung out and joined me in chat on a slow Monday night, I appreciate you hanging out and keeping me company. I will be back tomorrow. So until then, happy trails. Zoobadoo-badoo-badoo-boo-boo. Zoobadoo-badoo-badoo-boo. Zabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-bum. Zibba. Whoa, hey. I didn't realize that you were still here. Well, if that's the case, then allow me to share the following information with you that I only have 20 seconds to do. So let's all take a deep breath. So if you would like to subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel, please click right here. If you want to check out the latest episode of The Daily Dope, click right here. And if you'd like to check out a randomly selected standalone video, by all means, click right here. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer, and thanks for watching.